tried to warn them. They didn't listen.
Yeah!
Every week, the Hoffman Show goes into the belly of the beast.
We read those comments, baby.
Never read the comments.
Next big topic that we covered that got a lot of reaction, Anthony. Not surprisingly, the video titled, the segment titled, "Should the Commanders Make Trades or Pursue Trades?" Stunningly, people have opinions on this, Anthony. R. Martin, 987, says, Stockholm Syndrome. People don't want Dan Snyder, but want to keep doing Dan Snyder things. The goal shouldn't be to make the playoffs on an NFC East down year. It should be to be good year in and year out. Get rid of whatever dead weight on the team and pursue free agents at the end of the year when we don't have to compensate with draft picks. This year is an evaluation year. We started hot against bad teams. Let's see how we do against some better teams before committing the future. Jordan, actually, I want to save Jordan's comment for a second because I thought he made a fantastic point that is worth emphasizing here. But on the other side of it, you have Chris Hall, 9027. Completely agree with your take, as in my initial take on this. You never know when you will be in this position again. Being good now is not a guarantee for the future, especially when good organizations and teams are the target for acquisitions from teams that are not as good. Don't mortgage the future, but be aggressive. AP will know what to do, and I do think we'll make a trade before the deadline. And then, last but not least, Daddy's DeChamp, 596. I just read them, kids.
Good gracious.
We need to take advantage of JD5's rookie contract. I'm not saying one-year rentals, but if you can get good players on a couple-year deals, I'd do it. We got to take advantage of his rookie contract. And, we talked about this morning on Take Command, and Logan kind of, I don't want to say push back, but he purposely was devil's advocating, saying hey, well, these are the things that you have to consider. And we actually very closely agree on the kinds of moves that we would be making if we were Adam Peters. He also made a really good point that, unlike I think a lot of us speculating on this, Adam Peters has a phenomenal understanding of the free agent class that's to come next year. He's got a better idea of what trades could be out there that no one is talking about because that's his job. And he obviously has some level of a feel of the draft class, and his college scouts have a feel for the draft class and what areas are strong and weak and where they might want to attack because, I don't know. Is corner, I know Travis Hunter is really good, and he could potentially play corner in the NFL. He could also play receiver. He's probably going to be the number one pick. But, okay, outside of Travis Hunter, how's the corner class in the draft? Because if it's really strong, then maybe you don't take as much of a flyer at the deadline. If it's weak, then maybe you do. And so all of these things are factors. But I think to go back to the first point, because it's a good one until you peel back a couple layers of the onion. The Stockholm Syndrome comment from R. Martin, right? It says people don't want Dan Snyder, but want to keep doing Dan Snyder things. The goal shouldn't be to make the playoffs on an NFC East down year. It should be to be good year in and year out. And I agree that the goal should be to be good year in and year out. But you have to look at what's causing you to be good right now. And that thing is the quarterback who's playing at a top 10, if not top 5 level in the sport. You don't waste years like that. And again, you don't mortgage future years because if you mortgage the fourth year of Jaden's rookie deal for the first year, well, that's stupid. You've now mortgaged a year for a year, and I'd rather be really good in his fourth year when he's got all that experience than right now. But if you can make a move that works now and later, I think you have to be aggressive. Again, aggressive has its limits. Unless you're getting Myles Garrett in return, I'm not giving up the number one pick next year. Or their first round draft pick. Not happening. Unless the player is like a Max Crosby level and I'm getting him for multiple years of control, I'm not giving up my second rounder either. You've got to make it the right pick. But something that is worth considering on the financial side of this gets back to the comment that I skipped over from Jordan Y2P2Y. Again, I don't come up with these. I just read them. The screen names aren't always great because they're not really meant to be read aloud, but I thought this point was really good. I think the most overlooked part about trading for someone is the fact that because of Ron's horrible drafts, we have no one upcoming to pay. Even if we traded for a star with a heavy contract, it's not like we are worried, okay, well, we still have to pay X, Y, Z. We don't have any players coming up where you're going to have to spend money to keep them. And I'm going to be honest, Anthony, I hadn't really thought about that point very much yet. I know I had thought about the fact that they have money to spend because Jaden's on a rookie contract, and instead of paying your quarterback who's going to be playing at a top 10 level, 30, 40, 50, 60, by the time Jaden's on an extension, 70 or 80 million a year, you're paying him 5, 6, whatever he's making. Like, that's an enormous discount. And that creates a ton of room to spend at other positions. But it's like, okay, well, what other positions are you spending at? You're going to have to re-sign Terry sooner rather than later, but you're already paying him a decent chunk, and I don't know how much more he's going to get on his next one. So it's really a continuation with some kind of upgrade. But he's not getting JJ money. If he's making 20 now or whatever he's making, 22 now, like maybe he winds up making 25, maybe 30, the IU contract, but I don't even know if he gets that. So that would be thing one. And it's still probably only a 2-year extension, 3-year extension, whenever that goes down. Nothing that's going to take you into when you have to pay Jaden. Obviously, we'll see what they do with John. Duran eventually is either going to need to get paid or not. But he's already making somewhere close to the neighborhood that he's going to make. And once you add the raises in the salary cap, percent-wise, he's not really getting any more. You paid Cosme. Who else on this roster are you going to have to pay big money?
I mean,
before you pay Jaden.
I mean, I think we're going to have the pick of the litter. And I think that also just goes back to what AP did in the offseason where he signed a whole bunch of guys to 1-year deals. Like,
right. They're going to have to sign a lot of players because they did a lot of 1-year stuff. Yeah. But they also hope that some of these draft picks are going to continue to develop, and they'll obviously supplement with more, and they're going to have more and more and more rookie contracts. But like B-Rob, maybe. I don't know if you're going to pay a running back. Like, what does that look like? You know, they'll need to figure out what they want to do with Eckler long-term or someone like that, but that's not going to be super expensive. Wide receiver-wise, they don't have any young guys that they're going to have to pay anytime soon. Tight ends, same thing. You know, defensively, there's no, like, eventually you have to pay Quan Martin some money, but, like, nothing crazy, I don't think.
Bill Mathis?
It's like same thing. Like, he's a rotational player. You probably just go draft another dude. All due respect. And if he comes back, it's going to be on a team-friendly deal. And so, like, all this, you're not just going to go into every year with $60 million in cap space. So it does make, like, yes, the draft capital is a big deal. But teams typically don't let great players get to free agency because they don't want to lose them for nothing. So in order to acquire a great player, you either are probably going to have to give up a draft pick and pay them, or you're going to have to draft them and wait for them to develop into said great player. And so if you find the desire to get a great player now, you have the money. Like if Cleveland wants to deal for Denzel Ward, would you do like a third for Denzel Ward and eat that contract? I feel like I would in a heartbeat. You got an extra third from the Dotson deal anyway.
Yeah, essentially.
Is that even Cleveland's third?
It is Cleveland's third.
Hello, Cleveland! I have a deal I'd like to make. I have something of yours that you might like back. Let's never read the comments, boys and girls. You never know where it's going to start, and you never know where it's going to end.
What's up, kiddos? It's your boy Clinton Yates from ESPN. It's the Hoffman Show on the Team 980. Tell your mama I said what's up.